Hello everyone. Today we are having Mr. Aditya Seth Sir with us. He is a renowned filmmaker, director, producer, voiceover artist, and many more. Sir, welcome to the Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Mass Communication. Myself, Himanshi Thakurani.
I'm Kartika Gotwal. We are from the Bachelor of English Journalism Honours first year. So we are going to ask you a few questions. So please enlighten us, sir.
Certainly. Thank you.
What is the role of documentaries in our life and how important they are?
The role of documentaries in our lives is two things. One is to engage and to make people aware of different aspects of society from different dimensions and perspectives. And there is an awareness of documentary for sure. Everybody knows what a documentary is. But most people prefer to watch fiction, prefer to watch films and now OTT and earlier TV serials rather than documentaries because most people can't handle too much of reality. And documentaries are a reflection of reality.
They are the mirror to society.
They are the mirror to society. But people prefer to watch stories rather than watch fact.
Yes.
So fiction is always more attractive, fiction is always more preferred, popular, whereas documentary gets a kind of a stepmotherly treatment, unfortunately.
So, next question is, sir, according to you, what are those prior qualities you specially search in an actor, like an actor must have those qualities to work with you?
Primarily, the actor should fit into the physicality of the requirement of the character. Age, height, look, skin color, skin tone, gait, the way of speaking, the kind of voice one looks for. More than that, somebody who's able to understand the characteristics of the character they need to portray without making too much of an effort. So the more natural an actor is, the preferred the actor would be, and the more convincing he or she would be for an audience at the end of the day. So primarily look for somebody who fits in physically and who can understand, who has an understanding of what a character is. So you need that kind of awareness of society, an experience of people, so that you can imbibe those characteristics within you and extrapolate them through your performance.
So you are having a lot of experience in this field, like you have made many documentaries like Energizing India, Bahadur and many more. So how can a person make a good documentary? What are the aspects that they must consider before making a
The first thing is be observant. You have to observe life, you have to understand life from a complete perspective. You have to research about a subject from a 360-degree perspective. You have to be balanced.
Yes.
You have to be as objective as possible. You should not take sides. You should give everybody a voice. At the end of the day, you can say what you want to say through the film, but only after everybody's been given enough of a space and enough of time to speak their minds, to express their opinion about the subject. Obviously, the people who are connected with the theme of your film. It doesn't make sense to bring somebody who has nothing to do with the theme. So you must bring out the theme through the people who are experiencing it.
You should take everyone together.
You should take everyone together. You should give as many points of views as possible to make it as comprehensive as possible for an outsider to understand what you're talking about. So your research has to be perfect. Your understanding of the subject has to be perfect. Your contextualizing the subject has to be, very, very well done. And you should be able to incorporate new findings as you go along while shooting the film. Because a documentary is like a hunt, right? You're going on a hunt. You don't know whether you'll get the animal or the animal will get you,
yes.
Right? So you need to know everything about the hunt. You need to know everything about the animal. You need to know how that animal moves, where that animal moves, what is happening in the jungle, what are the rest of the animals around that animal, how is the flora, fauna, what kind of ecosystem you're up against, what's the weather like, what are the other parameters which you need to keep in mind before you go on a hunt. So documentary requires similar kind of understanding, focus and objectivity.
So basically we have to get thorough knowledge of everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, as you are great as a producer, writer, director, anchor, consultant, voiceover artist, anchor, critic, even your portfolio is defined as by many documentaries, corporate films, news magazines, TV shows, teleserials, public service announcements, audiovisuals, television, commercials, live events, CD-ROMs, and radio production. So, my question is, are you a multitasker or you like to explore various fields?
I think a bit of both. I'm a very eclectic person. I get bored of doing the same thing over and over again, so I need to engage with different things, which is the reason I wear many hats. I do many different types of activities just to keep myself interested in what I'm doing, keep my work interesting, and explore different avenues of life. But fundamentally, I'm a filmmaker. Whatever I do comes from my filmmaking. Everything is an extension or application of my filmmaking.
Mainly you are filmmaker.
Yeah.
What is the position of India internationally in filmmaking? Like, where do we stand in the...
Well, we're one of the largest film industries in the world when it comes to commercial cinema. We release about 700 to 1,000 films a year. And also we have a huge regional cinema which is doing very, very well. And today we're everywhere. We're in the Oscars. We've made a presence internationally. Bollywood has become very popular, although I don't like that term personally. But it works commercially, it works for the business. And I think Indian cinema is coming into its own in a big way. The world is recognizing us, recognizing our stories, is recognizing us as a country, that we exist and we have something to say, we have something to speak about, and we have a very interesting mix of people, population. So I think going forward, we're going to be a big player in the international market. Although our type of storytelling is a little different from the way the Westerners tell their stories. We're a more emotional people, we're louder, we're more open, we make more noise, they're more subtle, they're more intellectual. We are not so intellectual, we're very emotional people. So those differences are there, but the West seems to be attracted to those kind of stories today. Why just the West? Asia, Africa, the Gulf, our films are popular just about everywhere. Southeast Asia, everywhere. So I think we have a huge potential, and we have a great big diaspora. There are a lot of Indians everywhere in the world
who want
to watch Indian movies. So I think Indian films have a great future, and commercially also I see us doing wonders going forward, most certainly.
So as we see your piece of work, what we notice is that you are very keen to showcase especially social issues, maybe so that the audience should get aware of it, which is also a very good thing. And related to this, my question is that do you initiate any social programs or you are limited to your documentaries and short films?
I'm a filmmaker, alright? I make films on subjects that I feel the world should know about. So I always try and find things which are lesser known and which appeal to me. First, it has to appeal to me. It has to touch me emotionally. I have to feel that this is something I want to talk about. So it primarily stems from that. Other than that, if it turns into some sort of an activity or an activism, that is secondary. That is after the film is made and it's been released to an audience and how the audience responds to it. So I'm not necessarily an activist, nor am I trying to change the world. I'm just trying to put out subjects where I think people need to know about certain phenomena of society, and I continue to do that.
So we see that people are not much aware about documentaries. They watch movies, they watch all kind of movies, but they are not much aware about the documentaries. So what we can do is to make them aware and understand the importance of documentaries.
Well, I think it's already happening. Thanks to the OTT space and the online space, and thanks to COVID, there's a lot of documentaries available in the online space today. And people are consuming them. It's not as if they are not. So there is a huge audience for documentaries. But the one thing which we haven't successfully been able to do is monetize documentaries. The biggest problem in documentaries is money, is funding, and is selling it commercially. And we haven't really we don't really have a culture of a box office for documentaries where people actually buy a ticket and come to watch a documentary. So our exhibition sector is very market driven, very commercial sector, which has not been able to monetize our documentaries successfully. So I think that is what is missing. If we start charging gate money for it, if we start promoting it like a commercial film, and if we put it out there into multiplexes and different halls, and we say, all right, this is a documentary, it's a premiere, say, and this is what it's about, and this is the amount of money you're going to be paid for it. Even if we have one show a day, I think that'll make a huge difference, because slowly people will, from word of mouth, would want to come and watch, because audience is there. People want to watch these films.
Yeah.
So not everybody is going to, go and watch a Geographic or a Discovery or a History or go to an OTT platform or go to a film festival. But if you put it in a cinema hall, your reach becomes that much bigger. If you promote it like a feature film, you have a huge potential of a big audience. We're 140 crores. We have a huge population. Even if we get a fragment of that population who buys a ticket and watches a documentary, both the filmmaker and the industry will benefit.
So at last, I would like to ask you, what message you would like to give to the youth based on your experiences?
First thing is be observant, observe life, get out of your devices, right? Look outside. Life is outside, not within. Open up your eyes and ears. Don't be prejudiced. Be egalitarian, be compassionate. Try and understand life for what it's worth. And don't worry about what the other person is doing. Worry about what you can do. Improve yourself, improve your skills. What do you bring to the table? Understand your own strengths. Work on your strengths. Don't be interested in emulating somebody else. Become yourself. Look at yourself. Don't be greedy, don't be jealous, don't be negative, be positive. And there's a lot of potential in life where you can make some wonderful films.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank you
sharing
so
your
much,
valuable
sir.
time.
Thank you.
For your valuable time, and we really learned a lot about documentaries, as well as how we should make our personality. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.